Hi everybody, this is Shaun. Welcome back to my channel. Please help me out by pressing the thumbs up button, subscribing, sharing, commenting. I appreciate all the kind words and I appreciate all the dialogue on a daily basis. Thank you everyone for your support. In today's video, we will be doing a tactical debrief on the Lakewood church shooting that happened in Houston, Texas. Because I don't want to get demonetized or I don't want to have this video struck all the way to the bottom of the YouTube algorithm, I'm going to leave out the video. If you want to, give me a couple hours, no more than 2 days, and I will leave links in the description box below so that you can watch the video yourself. And I encourage you to watch the video. When I refer to video, I mean the body camera. Watch the body camera video, analyze it. This video is designed for those of you who work private security, maybe in some type of protection industry. Feel free to use this video as a tactical debrief video. I think that this video is going to help you understand what is needed to deal with the situation. So first off, let's begin with this female. So she's about 30-something years old. She has a 7-year-old son. Looked like she just experienced a divorce with her husband. Any type of divorce is going to put your stress levels up there. Is not even a divorce, but even just a significant breakup. We know that she's going through some mental health crisis, and she definitely needed the help. We also know that her ex-husband is Jewish, and on her rifle she writes the words Palestine. So I don't know if there's any connection, most likely, but I don't want to leave that out because CNN and mass media tends to leave some of these political issues out, but I think that's significant. Anyhow, let's move forward from there because I don't want to get into a political debate over the war that's going on that side of the world. So what you have is this lady shows up to the church with her 7-year-old son, gets out of a car. Looks like maybe she parks in the fire lane. She gets out with a rifle. The security department was alerted because you have a churchgoer that saw her get out of the car with a rifle. In Texas, I'm sure it's common for people walking around with rifles, but usually not jumping out of cars with a rifle in hand with a determined face to kill. That usually alerts a lot of people. So the security department was alerted. They put the church on lockdown. Somebody did some good planning that day. Somebody did some good planning years before. Somebody did some good planning weeks before, maybe even months. So the facility is now locked down, and it looks like this lady approached one person and shot him in the leg. I don't know if he's a member of security. I don't know if he's a member of church staff, but he was shot in the leg. So what we do know now is that you have 2 members that are in the security department that are off-duty police officers. And they immediately begin to address the threat. They get into a gunfight. They have pistols. They have red dots. And she has a rifle. And at the same time, she's with her 7-year-old who appears to be wanting to leave. What we see from the body camera footage is one of the officers, I don't remember his name, he's constantly switching over with his pistol to his left, to the right hand, and he's on the radio. He does this for maybe about 40 times. Usually what we're taught, even security, law enforcement in active shooter situations, when you know where the shooter's at, if you have to, well, you normally have to, you leave the position of cover and you go towards the source of gunfire. Every single shot could potentially be a victim down. Every single shot could potentially be a victim down. This officer is behind cover, and he keeps switching his hands over, which tells me he's nervous. Obviously, if any of us were being in that predicament, we'd be nervous as well. He might have some training. I don't know, but I don't think that he's thinking about him switching hands over from left to right, left to right. I think he just in the moment, I think part of that reptilian brain is taking over his body systems. And I believe that his cognitive ability is at a decline. I wouldn't be surprised if his beats per minute were maybe 160, 170. But in his mind, his brain is telling him, you're gonna die. You are going to die. Do something now. And I think that part is taking over. I kind of want to just push him into the hallway and start engaging with the shooter. But once again, I'm not there. We're not all there. It's very comfortable watching somebody from hindsight behind the safety of a cell phone, behind the safety of a cell phone or a YouTube channel. It's very, very easy to critique that way. We want to leave as soon as possible. I don't think. I think maybe he was waiting for that perfect opportunity. I think he was waiting for his turn. I hate to use those words that Mr. Korea uses in his actor protection video, but it looks like that's what he was doing. Is he was waiting for his turn. Unfortunately, like I said, every single shot could potentially be a victim down, and his partner is most likely in a gunfight, so he needs to get involved. Now, just by the looks of this, guys and gals, we have a very difficult situation. You have probably went to active shooter training, maybe not, hopefully, but this is not just your ordinary active shooter situation, because it will be a lot more easier. You actually have, at the same time, a complication of a hostage rescue. And who's that hostage? You have this 7-year-old child who wants to leave, and his mom is coercing him, preventing him from leaving. So you also, at the same time, you have a human barricade. Guys, that's very difficult to do. Most active shooter training does not address HRT. And what is HRT? HRT is basically an acronym for Hostage Rescue Team. Now, I've done some HRT training in SWAT school, but it was only like maybe about 2 days long. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. And I'll tell you this, I'm going to be honest here. I'm going to leave some information out on this video, but compared to people that I work with, I'm the most technically trained out of everybody that I work with. Not trying to put myself on a pedestal. I'm just saying that that's my skill level. I have a lot of training. Those of you who have watched my videos, you have seen a bunch of the tactical training I've been through, tactical training I experienced, and then on LinkedIn, I document all the courses that I've been through. Now, I don't document that every single month that I go through anywhere between 8 hours and 12 hours of tactical SWAT level training in order to continue my position on the SWAT team where I'm at, which is we're not a full-blown SWAT team. We are building a SWAT team from the bottom up. If something serious happened, we wouldn't even have enough personnel. We wouldn't have enough trained personnel to address a situation if it's a barricade situation. We would have to call a real SWAT team, so to speak. But that's how much training I have. And quite honestly, if I'm pressed with a situation like that, where I have this kid who is basically being used as a human shield, and this person is actively trying to kill other people at the same time, I kind of feel like I need a little bit more training. I'm not going to say on camera whether or not I feel totally comfortable doing this, but I'm being honest with myself and the role. The reality is this. I've seen a video that where one of the guys from the Shots Fired podcast interviews, I think he was a Delta Force operator or maybe former SEAL team. Anyhow, he says that he has 20 years of experience. And that includes real-life hostage rescues and, decades of HRT-related training. He mentions that time to time, SWAT teams will ask him for a 40-hour course on HRT. And he says, I cannot teach what I have learned, what I've experienced in 20 years, and cram that into a 40-hour class. And guys, that's the reality of the situation. So I'm telling you, on camera, somebody who trains a lot, if pressed with a situation like this, I'm going to address it to the best of my abilities, but I feel like I can use a little bit more training. Now, if you're sitting here saying, hey, you know what, I work private security and I took my 2-day exposed firearm course and I can handle the situation a lot better than you, Shaun, or I could handle it just like the officers, you're lying to yourself, because your training probably does not involve hostage rescue, doesn't involve barricaded suspects, doesn't involve human shields. even if you have taken like an 8-hour active shooter course, even a week-long course, most likely, most likely you did not have enough exposure, training exposure, to deal with these human barricade situations. And I'm just being real with you guys. Okay, if right now you're sitting here thinking that you can handle it, you're lying to yourself. Because my question to you is, what training experience do you have? So that's all I got, guys. These guys performed very well under pressure. Yes, we could critique all day long, the switching of the handgun multiple times. I just think the reptilian brain took over. But ultimately, their plan succeeded. Okay. Remember, once again, HRT stands for Hostage Rescue Team. I mean, a whole team of like 15 operators, maybe even 20 operators. You normally don't do HRT with just you and your other partner that's off duty working private security. It usually doesn't happen that way. All right, guys and gals, that's all I have. Looking forward to the dialogue. Take care.